Cingari here with Charmaine Tweet, who joins me all the way from Canada today. Charmaine has a big fight coming up on March 12th at Prestige FC2. Charmaine, welcome to the show, and thanks for joining me. How are you?
I am excellent. Excellent. Can't complain. We had our first real big cold snap here in Saskatchewan. It's like minus 20 today. Yeah, we've had a gorgeous winter, so...
You're a much hardier soul than me. I live in Florida, where I have to tell you I'm still putting on my suntan lotion. But anyway, let's get right to the meat of the matter, because everybody wants to know, how is training camp coming along for you?
Training camp's coming excellent. No injuries, no major problems, just kind of coasting along till fight time now.
Any extra pressure on you since this is a title fight?
No, not really. I don't tend to think there's a whole lot of extra pressure. I mean, I fought for a title before, not in my hometown, obviously, but, once you stand across the cage from the baddest woman on the planet, the pressure seems to decrease a lot with all the other fights. So,
how excited are you to be fighting in your hometown then?
Yeah, it's going to be excellent. I haven't actually fought in Regina since, 2011, I think.
Wow.
I had one amateur fight in MMA in Regina, and I went straight to pro after that. And it's been a good 5 years since I've fought here, so it'll be nice to fight in front of the hometown fans.
You have a 4-inch height advantage over Jessica. How do you think that will factor into the fight for you?
To be honest, I always have an almost 4 or 5 or sometimes 6-inch height advantage. I find it really odd when I don't have that advantage, to be honest with you. Like when I fought Veronica Rothenhausler, where you're essentially the same size, that was different for me. So I'm pretty used to the size of the girls that I'm fighting. I don't have to punch up. It's kind of nice. I get to punch down. It's a little bit easier. With my nice, long, tall body, though, it does leave it open for shots. I think people feel like they're going to have an easier time taking me down with the wrestling. Being a little bit shorter than me puts them closer to my legs. But, we've been working on that. I've been training with the University of Regina Cougar wrestling team, trying to get that takedown defense up there. So,
speaking of submissions, you have a very strong Thai background, but you're equally as talented in submissions. In fact, most of your wins have come by submission. What's the game plan for this going into the fight for you then?
We never really set a specific game plan. We just like to make sure that I'm prepared no matter where the fight goes. So every training camp, I'm working pretty much equally on striking and wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So my time's pretty much divided equally among those 3 things.
Now, you spent some time last year training at TriStar with, of course, the world-famous GSP, Georges St-Pierre. I'm pretending I'm French. What was that like for you?
Well, it was kind of surreal. The first day we were in the gym getting ready for class at, I think it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, my friend Michelle and I. And we're like, oh, GSP just walked in. Like, are you serious? Our first day training here and GSP is going to be here? And then it turned out that he actually taught the class. So,
oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really nice experience to have my first class at TriStar being taught by arguably one of the best mixed martial artists in history.
How motivated are you for this fight then?
Oh, I'm always motivated for every fight that I go into. I mean, when you're going to stand across the cage from somebody who wants to punch your face in, you better be motivated, right? I like my face.
I like that. I'll have to remember that. That's a great phrase. Interestingly enough, you're the only fighter that's fought both Rousey and Cyborg. There's been talk of them having a match. It's up in the air. A lot of fans would like to see it. Who would you pick if they were to face each other?
I'm not so sure if since Ronda's lost to Holly, if anyone's as interested in that fight as they used to be. I'd still like to see it happen. I always felt like the outcome would be Cyborg would win regardless. I figured Cyborg would be the first woman to beat Ronda. But Holly came along and surprised me pleasantly. But yeah, you know what? All throughout my career, I've been saying, because Ronda was calling Cyborg out before Ronda and I even fought, and then all of a sudden she starts hiding behind 135. And I've said, since the beginning that Cyborg would beat her. And I still stand by that.
Okay, I know that's a fight a lot of fans would like to see, but you've got Invicta and now the UFC. I don't know how that's going to work out. Before we go today, anything else you want to add, Charmaine?
There's, for the fans in Regina, if they happen to see this interview, there's a few tickets left. I mean, they're downstairs on my kitchen table, pretty much all that's left out there. Being married to the promoter, I have a little bit of insight into that sort of thing. So if you want your tickets, you better call the number on the poster now, inbox me on Facebook. Get your tickets now, because they're not going to last very long. And we were discussing whether or not we'd have walk-up, and it doesn't look like we're going to have walk-up tickets. And at every prestige event, there's about 300 people who walk up. But normally we have a very large arena that we're in, and this one isn't the size that we're used to. It's a very intimate event, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Why don't we go ahead and give out that number now, so if fans want to get a ticket, they can go ahead and purchase it.
All right, so you're going to call Cord Crothers at 306-580-0340.
Okay, excellent, Charmaine. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I know it's going to be a good fight. I know the fans are looking forward to it, and I wish you good luck on March 12th at Prestige FC 2.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.